Hey guys, it's Stacy. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you guys how I made this dress. Let's get started. So I'm starting with my basic bodice and my basic skirt pattern. And then I'm going to start with my basic sleeve pattern and I'm just going to cut those out, main fabric and lining fabric. I'm now going to mark out where I want my V neck to end on both the lining fabric and the main fabric and cut it out. And I'm now cutting out my mesh for the V-neck. So here I'm pinning the mesh fabric to the main fabric. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to sandwich the mesh fabric between the main fabric and the lining fabric. I'm just pinning it down right now, and then I'm going to bring the lining fabric, as you see, and I'm going to pin that all together. So you're going to have 3 pieces that you're going to sew down. So the main fabric, the mesh in the middle, and then the lining fabric. And then you pin it all down and you sew it all the way down. So after you've sewn all 3 pieces together, this is how the inside should look. Should look nice and clean. You can't really see any seams. See, and the mesh is sandwiched perfectly in between the main fabric and the lining. Nice and clean. So what we're going to do now, we are going to sew down the lining so at least it doesn't slip, right? So it doesn't move. So what you're going to do, you're going to take all 3 pieces and then you're going to slide it over to the lining side and then stitch it down on the lining. So you see everything is on the lining itself, those seams. And then you're just going to sew the mesh, the main fabric, and the lining down on the lining side. And now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Pin all 3 pieces together and stitch it down all the way. And you're going to have a nice and clean inside. So I'm now just going to take the back side and pin them, lining and main fabric together, and just pin the top and have a nice clean finish at the top. I'm now going to put the back pieces to the front pieces together. So I'm going to pin the top part, the shoulder seams together. And then what I'm doing, I'm taking only the main fabric and I'm pinning the front and the back pieces right sides together. And I'm going to pin it down. Then I'm going to take the lining fabric, right sides facing, pin that down and sew the main fabric, and then sew the lining fabric on the side seams, both sides. And this is what you want your insides to look like. So I'm just going to sew my sleeves now. So I have my zipper pinned and I'm going to take it to the machine and stitch it down. Now for the bottom ruffles, I am cutting out circle skirts. So my fabric is folded twice and then I fold it again. So I have 4 pieces. I'm going to cut out 4 pieces, and my top part I have 4 inches and the bottom part would be 8 inches that I'm cutting out. And I cut out 3 of those. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to open it like that, and I'm going to attach all 3 together. I'm going to take it to the sewing machine. And now I'm going to take my horsehair and I'm going to attach it on the right side of the fabric, and I'm going to stitch it down. Now that it's stitched down, I'm going to fold it over on the wrong side, flip it there, and then fold it in. And I'm going to do a top stitch just to stitch it down. And this is how you want your ruffles to look: wrong side and the right side perfectly stitched down. I'm going to increase my machine to the largest stitch, and I'm going to do a basting stitch on my ruffle, and then I'm going to gather it. And this is how it looks once it's gathered. And I'm going to now attach my gathers to the main fabric and the lining together. So I'm going to pin it down, pin all 3 pieces together, and sew it down. And this is how your dress should look once your ruffles are attached. And I'm now going to attach my sleeves. And what I'm going to do inside with the raw edges, I'm going to attach bias tape and sew all of that. And this is the final result. I love it. I love the color. I love the nude lining. It looks really good. Tell me what you guys think. And I also have a video coming out with this makeup look that I am wearing right now. Hope you enjoy. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, guys.